Okay, yesterday we talked about how we can make fractions equivalent. So we looked at a number line or even like pieces of like a pie chart, and we shaded in and we counted off on our number line. And then we learned a way to figure out if two fractions were equivalent by using cross multiplication. Well, today we're going to kind of look more at equivalent fractions. Then you might even find this one to be even easier than what we did yesterday. Now, if I look at these two number lines here, I broke this first one up into fourths, quarters. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. And I broke this bottom one up into halves. 1/2, and I'll write 2/2 down here. Okay. The two equivalent fractions we have on this one, well, we have two sets of them. Okay. 1/2 and 2/4, and 4/4 and 2/2. Okay. I'm going to look at these two right here. Now, I'm going to say that the first one, what we'll find in our book, is 1/2. And guess what? That's the same thing as 1/2 times something else equals 2/4. Now, for them to be equivalent, most times, like in what we do today, you have to divide or multiply both numbers by the numerator and denominator by the same thing. So what am I multiplying my numerator and my denominator to get this one? What is it? What am I multiplying 1 by to get 2? And what am I multiplying 2 by to get 4? What am I multiplying these by? Sorry, Cameron.
You're multiplying 1 times 2. And you're multiplying 2 times 2 to get 4.
See how it's the same? I'm multiplying my numerator and denominator by the same thing. Okay? By the same thing. Well, let's say, what if let's find another equivalent fraction for 2/3. 2/3 equals 2 times 4 and 3 times 4 equals what? What's my new equivalent fraction going to be? What's my new equivalent fraction going to be? Faith. 8/12. Because I multiplied my numerator by the same thing and my denominator by the same thing. Now you might think, well, just because we multiplied the top and the bottom by the same thing and it worked when we used our number line, how do I know for sure those are actually equivalent fractions? What's a way I can show or find out if 2/3 and 8/12 are equivalent fractions? Mr. Lathis. I what? Not just multiply. I got to do something.
Like cross line?
Cross multiply them. Yes. 2/3 and 8/12. I am going to cross multiply them. I'm going to use a different color to show. Luckily, I got my man Alex markers. He's letting me use them. For all my marking needs, I usually ask Alec. Okay, so what is 3 times 8 equal? What's 3 times 8? 24. What does 2 times 12 equal?
24.
24. Are they the same numbers? Did I get the same products when I cross multiplied? So are 2/3 and 8/12, are they equivalent fractions? Yes, that's what that shows. But guess what? I'm not done yet. Because we're going to find problems today where we divide as well. So I'm going to say 12/18. 12, let's say divided by 3 and 18 divided by 3. Okay, instead of multiplying both by the same, I'm going to divide both by the same. What is 12 divided by 3 equal? What is 12 divided by 3 equal?
4.
4. What does 18 divided by 3 equal? Michael. 6. Okay? So I need to know if those are equivalent fractions. By doing the math, the math tells me they're equivalent fractions. What's a way I can check them without having to draw out a huge number line and measure? Ariza. I can cross multiply. Okay? So I'm going to go 4, 6, and 12 eighteenths, and I am going to cross multiply them to see. Okay? And guess what? I'm gonna write out my multiplication problems just to make sure. So 12 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Put my 2 down here, my 1 up here. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So 6 times 12 is 72. Now I'm going 18 times 4. 4 times 8. What is 4 times 8? 32. I put my 2 down here, my 3 up here. 4 times 1, that's 4. Plus 3 more is 7. That's also 72. Are both of these equivalent fractions?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, this does not work with addition and subtraction. Okay? Does not work with addition and subtraction. Nope. Okay? It doesn't. I'll use these ones up here and show you. If I go 2, let me move this up just a little bit. If I go 2 thirds equals 2 plus 4, 3 plus 4, because I'm adding or subtracting, 6, 7, okay? So now I'm going to cross multiply. 2 thirds and 6 sevenths. 3 times 6 and 2 times 7. 3 times 6 is 18. 2 times 7 is 14. They're not equivalent, are they? No, so we can't do addition and subtraction. It does not, just because we add the numerator, the same number to the numerator and the denominator, it will not make equivalent fractions. Only multiplication and division.